Good morning, everybody. Ugh. Yeah, it's a little early in the morning, and I'm really not feeling all that well. Got a plugged nosy. So, bear with me throughout this day. We got a pretty exciting day today. We're going to do some chores first thing this morning. As you can see, the sun is not up yet. Yes, I am up before the sun. The summer, I guess, is on the turning point where it's getting shorter, sadly. But we do have that gorgeous looking moon over there. So I'm gonna get to doing some chores. It is also a little bit cooler out. I'm wearing a sweater. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna get to doing some chores. I got Chichana helping me this morning. I will introduce you to her. She's milking because my mom is gone on holidays. Normally she milks in the morning. We have a church function this morning, but this afternoon we're going to harvest some third cut. What is that? Stay tuned and you'll find out. It's already warm enough out. I have to ditch the sweater. The spring is meant to hold the filter open. I'm gonna go grab the filter and I'll show you. This is our filter. This is how it comes, all regulated. Everything is up to spec. We buy this straight from our milking supply company that we get all of our soaps and stuff from, and filters, as you see. Anything that breaks, the piping, anything, that thing, it all gets fixed from the same company because they know what they're doing. So the one end is sewn right shut. I can't open that end. This end, I can open it up. Stick the spring inside. Take this black thing off. I gotta fold the filter inside a little bit so that it doesn't move. So the milk, when I shove it up in the pipe here, the milk comes from this direction. It comes down and it has to go through the filter and then out the bottom, and that attaches to the tank, and then it goes in the tank. Why? This is to filter out any larger particulates. So flies is a big one, straw, little pieces of manure that might be chunky or whatever, some solid chunks of blood. Sometimes we get that, it's not very often, it's very, very rare. I've only had one this year, and that was the day, 2 days after Renee was born in February, and it's now the end of August. I haven't had one since. Give her a little wiggle to make sure she's on there nice and good. We don't need to be leaking any milk out on the floor.
I am a family friend of Eric and Kendra, and normally I am behind the camera actually doing the editing and filming and stuff like that. But today and earlier this week I have been milking in the morning for Eric to get done a little bit sooner. Some girls got loose because somebody forgot to open the gate. It wasn't me.
We're back. We're on our way over to my good friend's house. You may have wondered what those big white bags, tube-looking like things are out front. I've shown them in a couple videos when I'm walking outside, and also when you're in the barn, you can see them. They're not that far from the barn. They're called ag bags, and they have silage in them. What is silage? Silage is very fine, small length of hay, grass. Grass is a better word for it because there are many different types of grasses that you can use to chop up to put into silage. there could be a few troubles along the way. You know, that's not out of the ordinary for me to have a few breakdowns. But yes, you're going to kind of see how we get that feed, how it gets to it. Now, right now, we are feeding baleage. And baleage is grasses as well, but it's baled. They use a baler, they don't use what we're using today, so we're using a harvester today. So I'm going to show you, now this is the harvester that I'm using. I'm pretty sure I'll be the one driving the harvester. The harvester that we are using, that is how you get that fine, really short, small grass type. So I'll show you the equipment, and that's the exact same equipment that we use to do my feed. Now, I'm not sure if we're putting it in an egg bag or if we're putting it up in the silo. I will show you as much as I can, as much as I have time for. It's going to kind of be a tight day. It's already 1:45, and well, chores start at 5:30 again. So I think it's only 40 acres that we have to do. Talked to some other neighbors, some other friends. They all say third cut's a lot better than the first 2 cuts. So we're going to see how much feed is there. But until we get there, hang on in there. Now you want to talk about a superstar mom, that's one who can harvest and watch 2 kids at the same time. That's what I'm talking about. It's a miracle, that one. They're just chopping away. I think I'm going to switch out in a second. Well, we're rolling here in the harvester. Gotta make sure I don't plug anything here. Got my trusty helper, Darren. You can say hi, Darren.
Hi.
He says hi. We're in the New Holland tractor, the T7050, with the FP230 harvester. As you seen earlier, I took a little shot of picking up what it kind of looks like from the outside. Now you get to see kind of cab view, what it looks like. We got to see the whole works. The pickup head, we got to make sure it doesn't plug up. And then we got the wagon back there. That there is to, you know, it's got the spout shoots up in there. We got to make sure it fills up nice and evenly all the way across the wagon, so that when you unload it, it sends it all out nice and even. Like it even and consistent. That way nothing plugs up. Oh, this is a mess. So we're gonna rock and roll here. We've got, what, maybe 10 acres left, Darren?
Yeah.
Something like 10 acres left. Maybe. I don't even really know. Hopefully we're gonna finish before 5, before supper time. Gotta finish before supper time, right, Darren? Yeah. So here's our controls, as you can see. So here's to move the spout back and forth, and up and down. And then if we plug it, we have our electronic controls to reverse the head and forward the head. That way we don't make a mess of things. So we got enough wagons filled to fill the bag. I got my last part load behind me. We're gonna head on back to the farm and see how we're doing there. We're running out of room to put the bags, which is why we can't finish the field. We're gonna show you a little bit of how the bagger works. So as you can see, when you look, you can see the bagger tires slowly move, but the wagon moves very slow. So the bagger moves according to how much feed comes out. It packs it in there and pushes the bagger forward. these cables are the brakes. It brakes against itself on the mesh, the rope screen back there. That's what keeps it all nice and tight and packed together. That's what's holding the bagger. The feed is what's holding the bagger in place to keep it nice and tight. And when I mean nice and tight, I mean she's nice and tight. There's not a lot of oxygen in there. It's a good bag. Now there's probably, don't quote me on this, and those of you who know might laugh at me, but around 150 horsepower on that bagger. Pretty sure that's what it is. She's just howling away. They're slowly moving. We're running out of room for where the bag can go, so this is our last load that we're putting in. Also, we're running out of bag. That's the biggest concern. But yes, now this is the bagger with flails. They call it flails. It's got fingers that push the feed in. I'll show you a little bit later after we take the bagger apart, if I'm still here, if I can. But yeah, that's how it works. These cables, what's holding them from letting go is there's hydraulic pressure up on front, which is manually set. There's a little hand pump. You've seen it on the front. It's up there. Also, I'm not the one unloading the wagons. It's my buddy's farm. He gets to do the hard job. When it's my farm, I get to do the hard job. So he's unloading the wagon while I'm able to get some footage for you guys. So we just finished emptying the bagger, pulling it off. Now we pulled these cables off so we can reel them in. I'm kind of learning like you guys are. The bagger I had was not like this. It had a different braking system. So I'm learning too at the same time. So forgive me if I'm not informing you of certain things at certain times. So right now we're rolling up the cable, as you can see. Got a nifty little device on there to keep the cable nice and tight. So it rolls it all up. Looks like there's not much room, but this thing's meant like to do a really long bag. This is just a short little 100-footer. Yeah, that's right, I said short 100-footer. Believe it or not, okay? Here's a good one for you. This bag, from the end cut to, there is a few feet that are meshed up at the back in order to make the end to close it off. But this bag is totally 100 feet. This silo is not 100 feet, it's 90 something. Looks a lot bigger, eh? And the next thing we gotta do is we gotta hook this rack here, back on there, so it's good for road transport. Look how big of a beast that thing is. It's a pretty big looking bagger. Doesn't really look that big when you're making a bag. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of the day here. We're done over at the dairy farm, the cow farm. I'm just gonna come over here and show you kind of roughly the size difference in bags. So my bags, as you've seen probably in a couple other videos, my bags are much smaller, shorter. My bags are shorter. Mine are longer. These are 200-foot bags. But my bags are a little shorter. There's lots of feed in there. Lots of feed. So my bag, 6.5 foot width bag and height. It settles, of course, it settles as it breaks down. Ferments, as they call it, ferments. So as it's doing all that, it settles a little bit. There's still lots of feed in there. There's just as much feed in there now as what there was when we made it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on my day. I didn't really get to do much. I did a couple loads. If you like this video, please share with your friends and family. Get everybody to watch it. Learn a little bit about goat farming and what it's like to be a goat farmer. Until next time, take care, and please remember, stay safe out there, whatever you're doing, wherever you go. Lots of dangers around you. And God bless.